If you don't have many Villa, City and Arsenal players, maybe free hit is the chip for you this week. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and you're looking forward to game week 7 and that Friday night deadline. In today's video, I'm going to show you a free hit team. It's something that's been on my mind for a while because I haven't wildcarded. I don't have a great looking team for game week 7, and free hit is, of course, an option. 2 weeks ago, I thought I'd free hit in game week 7. Now I'm thinking it's less likely, but still, this is an exercise I want to show you. Also, by seeing the free hit team, even if you're not on the chip, you might look at it and go, yeah, maybe that's a player I want to buy this week. So, as always with free hit, we're looking for big, high ceiling fixtures, and there are a couple. First and foremost, I think it's important to say Chelsea and Liverpool playing each other. That might be one where you go, I take a João Pedro, I take a Salah, I take a Van Dijk out the team, a Sanchez, because I don't like that they're playing each other. And then we chase big upside fixtures. Like, I think we've got three standouts. Of course, like you could say, oh, Bournemouth, Fulham's a good fixture for Bournemouth. Yeah, it is, but it's not one where you go, I want double, triple up. Arsenal versus West Ham, double or triple up, absolutely on the cards. Aston Villa, Burnley. Now, knowing Aston Villa have now gone and scored some goals, and Watkins is amongst them, you want to invest there against Burnley for sure. Burnley, the weakest defence by some distance in the league. And then Man City, the way they're playing right now, Man City, Brentford, is a lovely one as well. So look, let me show you the free hit team, which I'm excited to present. I've put in some bench players there as well. I want to just highlight that. So on the bench, Kinski, a couple of 4 million defenders in Rodon, Aldrate, and then we've got like 4.4 fodder in Lewis Miley. But the bench isn't important, right? Free hit is all about getting this is 0.00 in the bank with my team value. So how are we shaping up and why are we going after these select teams? So first and foremost, let's rank our Arsenal assets, shall we? This game week, who are the most important Arsenal players to target? I think we all agree Arsenal West Ham is a fixture we can target. Seeing Arsenal against Newcastle, I know they got the late winner, and many will look at it and go, "Oh, they got a late winner. Were they lucky?" They were the much better football team in that match for a very long period. They were unlucky not to be up earlier, and you could argue they were unlucky they were unlucky to be 1-0 down at like 80 minutes. Like the Walter Mata goal was good, but it was a defensive error from Gabriel. He should do better there. I thought Arsenal were really front foot, and I thought the selection from Arteta was actually really attacking for once. And I think a slight switch has been flicked in Arteta's setup. I think he's been criticised a little bit in recent weeks by being a little bit cautious, by being a little bit defensive-minded. And he went to Newcastle and he put out an attacking-looking lineup. You know, when you're seeing an Eze in the midfield instead of a Marino, you're like, yeah, okay, that's better. That's what I want to see. And that's what the fans want to see. And the attacking performance was really good. I think they go into this next game at home against Arsenal with their tails up. Sorry, against West Ham. And I fancy them to have a couple of goals. They're bad at set pieces, West Ham, under Potter. Nuno's not going to come in and make them good at set pieces overnight in terms of defending them. Gabriel is a standout defender to pick this week. Of course he is. I would also chance on Bukayo Saka, who's clearly not fully fit for 90 minutes yet, but maybe by West Ham he is. Let's see what minutes he gets when we collectively look at Newcastle and midweek. But I think by the weekend, 90 minutes could be on the cards for Bukayo Saka, and we know his quality. Half the set pieces, which he's sharing with Declan Rice, don't forget. And then Gyökeres, couple of good efforts against Newcastle. We know he's a flat track bully. His returns this season came against Leeds and Nottingham Forest. West Ham, these are the sorts of teams he's going to do well against. He's going to be a flat track bully, and Gyökeres is a no-brainer. He's actually a legit captaincy option this week. I genuinely believe that, Gyökeres. But look, I'm sure we'll all be going Erling Haaland. But triple Arsenal, absolutely needed. Oh, guys, if you haven't already, I would love you to consider hitting that subscribe button today. I know about 50% of you watching aren't subscribed, and that's completely cool. But hopefully you see something in today's video which you like, and you want to subscribe with that notification bell so you know when my videos drop. So thank you as always for the support, and thumbs up to all those that are already subscribed, I guess. And drop a comment. I'll respond to all. If I don't respond straight away, I'll always get to it. So give me time on that. All right, we've done Arsenal. It's double City. It could be triple. You could look at Brentford and go, high ceiling game. I think there's enough spend here, right? You're looking at like 22 million on Man City. That's over a fifth of your budget on Man City attack. The double up, the triple up could be too heavy. Remember, they've had Europe in the week. But Brentford will have a go, I think, on the counter. They're going to be deep. Brentford deep, City do quite well against deep blocks. I think the Burnley match shows us that. If Man City can score in the first half, they could get a few. And we know Foden's got previous at Man City. We know Haaland's. I think this is Haaland's best form in a City shirt. Some might say that second season, but I think this is his best season. Obviously, last year he had a little dip. He looks so hungry to win the Golden Boot, to win the title. He's playing for the team that aren't the favourites, and I love that. He's really, really on it this year. So Haaland Foden against Brentford, I think, could be loads of fun. And Foden was so unlucky not to return against Burnley. He was this close to a tap-in, but Esteve scored the own goal. Right? Reinders and Foden both could have hauled. On another day, they do. So Doku's worth consideration. And again, against low blocks, Doku's always going to start. Pep's pretty much said that. But I like Foden because of, I think the ceiling slightly maybe higher. Don't know. Doku could be in if money's tight. You could go for all three. Double City, triple Arsenal. We're going eggs in baskets, and that's what free hits for me is about. It's an all or nothing chip, right? Triple Aston Villa. Starting goal, Emi Martinez has got a very good chance of a clean sheet this week. Just an easy pick. We can't go Raya, remember, we've already got Gabriel. And I think double Arsenal attack is more fun than double defence. Martinez for me. And remember, the Aston Villa defenders don't get DEFCON. So Martinez over the defenders. Buendia came on at half-time for Harvey Elliott and changed the game pretty much. Like Emery said, Buendia was awesome when he came on. He scored a goal. He said he's got a quality that Elliott doesn't have at the moment. And I think Buendia is very likely to start Burnley. And I just think at 5.3 he's an enabler, but actually you want him in your 11. And I think that's a really nice opportunity to go in against Burnley. Would you pick him on wildcard? No. Would you pick him in your actual team? Probably not. But Buendia as a short-term 1 week thing against Burnley, yeah, you've got to target this defence. And obviously, Rodgers, but money's important. So can't go Rodgers, go Buendia. And then Ollie Watkins, he scored a goal. He scored a goal and he got 2 bonus points. And I thought he was really unlucky not to get the assist. It could have been double digits. It was 8 points. Ollie Watkins needed that. And against Burnley, he's going to have some fun, I think. So double Villa attack, because why not? We can absolutely have fun with this. Like, I think Aston Villa now, we were just waiting for them to go and score a couple of goals. I think we're going to see a different Villa moving forward. And that's why I'm so reluctant in my actual team to think about wildcarding, because I know I'll be wildcarding out Ollie Watkins. I don't want Watkins on wildcard. I look at the Aston Villa fixtures, and by the way, guys, let me just show you the Villa fixtures. Probably good practice to do this. They're right at the bottom of the ticker there. This is filtered by difficulty on Fantasy Football Scout, and there's a link in the description if you want to know more about Scout. But what I've done here, I've gone all the way up to AFCON, and then I've filtered by attacking difficulty. So Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, City, 4 great teams, have the best attacking fixtures. There's a lot to like there. Brentford, Sunderland and Villa have the 3 worst groups of fixtures. The entry point Villa is great, Burnley, but then from then on, it's rough. Tottenham, City, Liverpool, Bournemouth, a trip to Leeds. Like, I don't think you want to be owning Villa, but for 1 week, Burnley at home, yes, please. So that's where we're at with triple Villa. Let me show you the other spots. If you haven't already joined my mini league, guys, you might want to get your phone out now and scan the QR code. Again, I always put a link in the description, but come and there's a prize for the winner. And yeah, come and beat me. So yeah, do join the Gianni Battici YouTube channel mini league. So, these spots aren't like... They weren't the easiest to pick. I feel like you go big on those 3 teams and then you think about the extras. And remember, this is just for the 11. So 3 extras. At the back, Senesi is an easy pick. He's nearly 5 million. He's 4.8, 4.9 now. I think I paid 4.6. DEFCON 6 out of 6. So assume he gets DEFCON, right? Amazing. Clean sheet potential there. Always offers some goal threat as well. We saw him get the assist at the weekend. And then Goodmanson, if you've got to pick a 4 million defender, do you pick a 4 million Leeds defender, a 4 million Burnley defender? No. Or a 4 million Sunderland defender? Possibly. You could go for a Sunderland defender against Man United because Defcon and Alderete's got goal threat. Mukiele's great. Slightly better for Defcon Mukiele, but not got the same goal threat, arguably. Takes the long throws. I think I'll go Goodmanson for the ceiling, though. Doesn't have the Defcon, but gets really, really far into attacking areas and maybe an assist there. Or again, you go Rodon for the DEFCON. So I think I'd back Leeds. I think Spurs will be tired after a European game. And I actually think Leeds Spurs could be like a 0-0 or a 1-goal game. So I don't mind Spurs here. And then for the final slot in the team, how do we think Sunderland Man United's going to go? That is a proper like tight game, I think. I think United probably edge it, but there's no guarantee. And I certainly don't see the appeal of people buying Man United players and targeting Sunderland. Sunderland are no mugs. I don't have the money to get Bruno in this team, and Bruno's not a must-have for me by any stretch in my team or in this free hit. So I've gone for the next best thing, a player that's had loads of XG, gets into great positions, surely is due a goal, and he's a top player. I like Sunderland. I think it will be a fairly low-scoring, balanced game, but on any given day, this guy has potential to hit big ceilings. So I'm going to go for him. Guys, before you leave, if you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. Do hit the like button, and thank you for the comments. Thank you for everyone that listens on podcast as well. But yeah, I'm going to go for, you probably guessed it, bit of Brian and Burmo for 1 week only. Why not? Guys, I will see you for another video where I'm locking in my team in 24 hours time. I still don't know what I'm doing.